has the topic, How to Strategically Operate the Best Business and Industrial Accelerator Within the Integration of Local Area Resources and Advantages. Let me introduce our moderator. Our moderator is the Director of Center of Industry Accelerator and Patent Strategy, NCTU. Please welcome Mr. Qing Yao Huang. And now I'd like to introduce our panelists. The first one is the General Manager of DMM.make, AKIBA. Please welcome Mr. Mitsuo Hashiba. Welcome, sir. Our next panelist is the Director of Inforcomm. Please welcome Mr. Tong. Our next panelist is Acceleration Program Manager of HKSTP. Please welcome Ms. KiKi Wang. Last but not least, we're joined by the CEO of InnoSpace. Please welcome Mr. Richard Tan. Dr. Huang, please.
Okay, I think if you are the entrepreneur, or you are the facilitator like Accelerator, Incubator, or you are investor, you should really welcome to join this section because we have the representative from Japan, from Singapore, from Hong Kong, from Shanghai. And then they are the facilitator or the investor to all your business. I think I need to say a few words for this section because we talk about AAN, right? And then we actually initiate the Asia Pacific Accelerator Network. The reason we are doing so because we think the small and media enterprises, they need resources, but usually they don't. And so what we're going to deal with it. And so let me introduce a little bit in terms of these programs. And we intend to actually have the global partner because you are the small company, you need some resources and you don't know anybody. And if you want to explore your business into global, what are you going to do? You need partner. But partner, it's hard to find a partner if you don't really know anybody in the different regions. So the network here is trying to find partner for you. Besides the corporate partner that we actually just discussed in the last section, we are looking for the accelerator as your partner too. And why they are so important because they are helping their regional company to grow global as well. So we can mutually benefit to invest each other. We can mutually benefit to see each other. We can mutually benefit to bring company to their regions. So the concept here, again, is very clear, is that we need help, especially you are a startup, you are small and medium-sized enterprises. And the government or the facilitator like us going to help you, okay? So what is Taiwan now? Okay, I think you might be interested. You might know there's a Taiwan so-called Valley programs, but besides that, actually there's quite a few things have been established. And starting from the very fundamental, Ministry of Education actually do a lot of work. We have more than 50 universities actually initiate this called entrepreneurship programs to let our students to be entrepreneur or at least has an entrepreneurship spirit. And obviously, the Ministry of Science and Technology also create various programs, including the Reconnect Silicon Valley, including the competition for your research. And then the Ministry of Economic Affairs certainly is the owner of the whole development, including the incubator, accelerator, rapid prototype center, business promotion, all related to your business growth. And surprisingly, actually, the National Development Committee, they're also offering a lot of programs. Besides the policy change, they're also offering the instance of the promotion to oversee. So altogether, I think there's one major target starting from last year. We talked about Reconnect Silicon Valley. The TIEC is doing that. because we think that's still at the so-called the source of the innovations. We think that we at least need to participate. It's not the only place that we should go, but at least we should participate and see what is the challenge there. But in order to do business, the reason we invite these 4 speakers here, the panelists here, because they are helping you to do the business. So we hopefully can go together. And these are the current status. You may know we have a 95,000 new company each year in Taiwan have been created. So that's a big number. And then we are thinking we need to do something about it. We have to be systematically create value from very beginning. So we have a selected 1,800. We moved down to the 80, and we push to the 20 for them to do global. So we are doing it right now. So you are interested in participating in this program, you are very welcome. And nevertheless, we actually have a very solid so-called facilitator starting from incubator. We have 130 incubator. We have a lot of self-created company. And then move to the next step called Accelerator. So corporate is not just the accelerator of the accelerator, they actually is a corporate accelerator. They are very different concept in order to bring this to the different level. So we have the E3, we have III, create accelerator as well. And then this is so-called initiated by the government, the accelerator program. So we try to bring everybody up to the next stage to the global partner in terms of the China, European, in terms of the Americans, also the so-called Southeast Asia. And together we're actually going to put a so-called a more complete ecosystem from very beginning, the incubator, accelerator, corporate accelerator, and also the global partner. So if you are one of those, you're willing to participate in this program, there's a few criteria, right? So first, you be able to handle overseas team. So if your team go to your region, you can help them. Secondly, we need to establish a strong business model together. Without a business model, we're just networking. We just know each other. It's not moving forward. The third thing is that you should have a strong local industry context. Means that you can develop business in your regions. Finally, you need to be able to invest. Means that you'll be able to choose company, you have to help them for the financial enhancement. So I think that's about my explanation of this association or the networking. And we're going to have 4 representatives from 4 different regions. They'll give us 3-5 minutes of what they are doing, how they can help you. So the first will be Hashiba Sensei, right?
Hello, my name is Mitsuo Hashiba. I'm from Japan. And at first, thank you very much for here. Okay. Okay, let me explain about DMM.make. DMM.make is one of the services by DMM.com in Japan. And most of our services are internet service, like online video broadcasting, and online games, and foreign exchange, e-commerce, and so on. Then one of the service is called DMM.make. This service is consists of those services. From top of left, .make AKIBA is a facility. And we also have a distribution team, an online crowdsourcing service, and 3D printing service, and creators market. We also dealing robot from outside of DMM. And DMM.make AKIBA is the facility and designed for IoT hardware startups, especially prototyping phase. Then we can. Startup. Sorry, I'm changing to the Japanese. スタートアップ、人々がスタートアップするために、必要なものの提供を我々は行っています。
Our company, we serve majorly in internet service from machine, community, and prototyping support, and the business makeup. We have these 4 processes.
そして我々は、2つのフロアでサービスを提供しています。
First one, we have a DMM.make. We call it studio.
このスタジオは基本的にさまざまなプロトタイプに向けた機材が置いてあります。
In this space, we offer many facilities in the space for developing hardware equipped with latest machine.
でまた、技術スタッフも、
This is
多数お
our
ります。
technical staff. They are all major from big companies like Sony companies. Community.
コミュニティ、はいまた、別のフロアではベースと呼ばれるサービスを提供しておりまして、これはシェアオフィスという形で、利用していただいております。
This one we call it DMM base. This space we offer a staff to have a creative space for them to develop their ideas and share facilities.
でまたこの施設の中では、食事も取れますし、さまざまな専門の書籍なども置いてあります。
In this open space, you can dine in here. You can have a recreation center here. You can have a library and a team room, specialized team room, meeting space, locker room.
また、イベントもさまざまなものを実施しております。
Also, we offer many facilities here. We also have a community communication meeting.
Yeah, networking events we have. これらは、AKIBA に入居し、AKIBA を使っているスタートアップの、プロダクトの例です。
This is the company we offer manufactured products. We produce those products. We help them to produce those products.
左上からプロジェクションロボット。
Our first one is projection robot.
真ん中が光る
The
靴。
middle one is illumination.
これはスマートフォンと連動しています。
Sports shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
右が、義手になります。
And next one was mechanical arms. It's like a robot arms. Yes.
Okay. 右の下が、これはちょっと珍しいんですけど、犬の感情を光で表現するデバイスです。
The lower left one is the character. We build a character that can communicate with people. You can say hi, and they will say hi, hello back to you.
下の真ん中が、電動式のバイクになりま
The
す。
lower middle one is a motorcycle. We also help our clients. We design the motorcycle and they build a motorcycle.
一番左がですね、これはキャラクターとコミュニケーションが取れる IoT デバイスです。
The lower right one will be the necklace for the dogs. If it's a green light, it means it's healthy. If it's a red light, it means maybe he is angry, etc.
また、我々は数多くのパートナー企業がいます。
This is our partner companies.
例えば、デザイン機械のデザインだっ
For
たり、
example, we have a machine design team,
ビジネスプランだったり、
and we have a business plan team,
製品の品質、また知財、
and a quality assurance team.
これらに関して、スタートアップのチームが、相談をすることができるという形です。
We also have an intellectual property team. Yes.
Okay. また我々はスカラーシップ制度というのを用意しております。
Also, at our company, we also offer scholarships for students.
このスカラーシップは、例えばAKIBAの施設を無料で使うことができたり、
If you get a scholarship, you can use our facilities for free.
投資家からの投資を受けたりすることができます。
and you can use any space information and share idea with the company staff.
また、投資企業とパートナーシップを組んでおりますので、スタートアップに対してお金の面でもサポートすることができます。
This is our three major partner companies. It's like DMM, AKIBA. We partner with ABA Lab and the servo company.
はい、これ以外にも我々は今スタートアップが活動しやすい環境を作るために、新たな、パートナーを国内外で探しております。
Now we are looking for people who wants to start up their business, and we help them to build up and start up business.
はい。でまた、ディストリビューションチームもおりますので、日本国内で販売したい場合には、海外の方含めお手伝いすることができます。
Also, we offer distribution center. We help them if they build the products, and we help them to distribute to the world.
はい、以上が DMM.make の説明となります。Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is our company about DMI presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. DMM actually have about 200 million equipment actually in their building, and they help to do the fast prototyping relative very completely. Our next one will be Hsien Tong, right?
Hsien Hui,
Actually,
yes.
the director of Inforcomm, and they work very closely recently with the Taiwan. So.
Okay, yeah, well, firstly, I'd like to thank the organizers for inviting me to this really great event. And I'm really excited to be here. There have been some great speeches by some very interesting speakers. Obviously the corporate speakers brought a lot of stuff to the table as well. I'm actually very thankful to Hank for giving that introductory speech because it sort of defines a lot of spaces that Inforcomm Investments is in. I know a lot of people look at us. In fact, if you look at my card, if you get to meet me and I hand you my card and we get to exchange information, I'm actually the director of investments for Inforcomm Investments. So it doesn't help to dispel some of the misconceptions people have. A lot of people look at the data points that Inforcomm Investment has. We have about $250 million of assets under management. We are government funded. We are an early stage VC. Things like that, people have the impression that we are a venture capital firm, and that's not strictly wrong, but we are actually a lot more than that. And to really understand that, you've got to understand that our core mission is really to grow the startup ecosystem in Singapore. And how we did that, it's sort of evolved over the years, but a few years ago, we looked at a similar model to what Hank has just shown all of you, the process, all the various stages, from the ideation stage to the incubation to the acceleration, the seed stage, Series A. And we sort of came to two conclusions. The first is that if you're going to grow the startup ecosystem in Singapore, we will need to be involved at every stage of this life cycle. And the second one is that if you're just going to rely on Singapore alone, it's just not going to cut it. So in fact, our charter is to look all over the world for good companies that can actually join our programs in Singapore that we can help you to accelerate. And hopefully you'll find a home in Singapore, or if not, at the very least, use it as a platform for other markets in the region. So what do we do? At the ideation stage, we have got a lot of programs. Ideation stage is when an entrepreneur is not really sure whether he wants to take the plunge to start a company yet. We sort of match them to mentors. And these mentors will then give them advice as to what direction to take, they may want to consider. And oftentimes it's really to just assess whether or not what they have is viable. And sometimes the mentor even goes and tells them, I don't think you should really go into this. Why don't you go back and think a bit more? Okay, so that's at the ideation stage. When we were looking to acceleration, we realized also that we didn't have at that time, a few years ago, that we had that capability to run effective acceleration programs. So what we did is that we went out all over the world to scout for the best accelerator program operators. Companies like Startup Bootcamp, Plug and Play, Rockstart, just to name a few. And we said, okay, we will co-invest with you, bring your program to Singapore, and start that program there. And at the same time, we would then build our capability to understand how to run an effective accelerator program and sort of tailor it for our needs in the future. So accelerator programs, those are the more traditional ones. They're obviously corporate accelerator programs that we have worked with. The gentleman from Cisco, I think we worked with Cisco very much in Singapore on some corporate accelerator programs. We brand it under TechPass. And my colleague here who actually runs that program for us in Singapore, if you have any questions, you can ask him about it. So that's really the accelerator programs that we do. And we have got companies, or we have got startups from all over the world. We have got companies, we've got quite a number from Taiwan, in fact. We have got companies from Australia. We've got companies from the United States. We've got companies from India, China, Malaysia, Indonesia. So we are not specific to saying, we only look at Singapore companies. And then obviously after the acceleration stage, we want to make sure that they continue their growth. And that's when the direct investments come in. We partner, we co-invest with private sector VCs to ensure that there's continued and steady growth and that there's no sort of funding valley of death. So in a nutshell, IPL really is an end-to-end organization that is focused really on growing the startup ecosystem in Singapore and at the same time trying to extend that reach at a global level to try to make sure that the entire global ecosystem moves in the right trajectory. Thank you. That's pretty much all there is for IPL.
Thank you, Hsien Hui. I think our next is KiKi Wang. KiKi Wang actually at the recent developed the accelerator program at the Hong Kong Science Technology Park. She actually in charge of the whole operation. So that's how about KiKi.
Thank you, Hank. And thank you all for your time to listen to our talk. So as Hank just mentioned, I'm working with Hong Kong Science and Technology Park, and I'm the manager of the acceleration program there. So what is Hong Kong Science and Technology Parks? We are actually a NGO. Wait a minute. Oh yeah. So we're an NGO under Hong Kong government. So we have 5 campuses in Hong Kong. We have the main campus, very close to Chinese EU of Hong Kong, if you have been there, where we have almost 600 companies, from startups to SMEs to large companies to even MNCs on the main campus. And the working population is almost 12,000 today. We also have a smaller campus closer to city center in Kowloon Tong, Inno Center, and we have 3 industrial estates. Those are lands and facilities for factories and manufacturing. So on this slide, you can see some logos of some of our tenant companies across the 5 campuses. So speaking of the industrial estates, I just mentioned that that's for manufacturing, but today, most of tenants on our industrial estates are primarily from traditional industries such as Li Jingji, the sauce manufacturer. But now we have a grand ambition to transform the traditional and old-fashioned manufacturing on our industrial estates into a advanced manufacturing base and hub. By saying advanced manufacturing, we actually mean 3 things. One is that has to be based around some innovations from certain technology areas. We welcome innovations from all technology areas, from biotech to ICT to electronics. And second thing is it has to have some great market potential. So here we list 3 application platforms: robotics, healthy aging, and smart cities. Those are the 3 application platforms that Hong Kong Science Park is currently really focusing on. And of course, there are a lot of other application platforms beyond those 3. And the third thing is we hope to use technology to support technology. So that means we hope to see a high level of automation in the new manufacturing base. We hope to see the involvement and the leverage of IoT technologies or some other automation technologies to make the production of technology products easier and more automated, because we don't want to just switch back to the very traditional labor-intensive manufacturing as Hong Kong used to have maybe 20, 30 years ago. So I think I'll talk a bit more about those programs later in the panel discussion section. But basically, we provide a variety of supporting schemes and programs to support and serve companies and innovators from various stages. We have a soft landing program to help innovators explore commercialization opportunities at a very low cost and a high level of flexibility. And we have incubation programs, of course, and we also have a leading enterprises acceleration program, which I am running at Hong Kong Science Park. So in Hong Kong innovation ecosystem, Hong Kong Science Park, are naturally the leader in the local ecosystem. So we actively work very closely with all the local stakeholders, such as the schools and R&D centers, as well as the public incubators and the private incubators and accelerators. And also we work from Hong Kong, but we do not just focus on Hong Kong. So also we hope to bring together talents and parties and stakeholders from worldwide and encourage them to exchange ideas and information, hope to, by doing this, participate in the world ecosystem. I think that is a very short introduction of what Hong Kong Science Park is trying to do today.
Okay, thank you, KiKi. The next is Richard Tong. Actually, he's the CEO of InfoSpace. I think he's a top-ranking accelerator in China. There's quite a few different, so maybe you want to share first, and then I will ask you some tough questions.
Hello, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. Thank you, the organizer, for having me here. I must say that even though language and culturally we are very close, my last visit to Taiwan, Taipei, for business was about 2 years ago, and I think that this is a wonderful opportunity to get to know what's going on in Taiwan in the innovation and entrepreneur space. Interestingly, over the last few years, our engagement in terms of within Asia Pacific has been really with Japan and Korea. So I would like to hope that following this visit, we might be able to strengthen our ties together. Just a little bit more about us. I'm Richard Tan. I'm based in Shanghai, running an acceleration or incubation plus an investment funds kind of a project. We started about 3.5 years ago, and we position ourselves as an incubation platform. Primarily because when we started about 4 years ago, incubator is still a dirty word in China, whereby they are primarily government run and owned, and they provide free space. And as a private sector, completely market-oriented operator, we really have to be very clear in terms of what we provide. So therefore, we call ourselves incubation platform, where we charge for the workstation as well as services, which is very different from what the typical incubator and accelerator provide in China. Our mission since then has been to become the cradle of innovation and entrepreneurship in China. And primarily, we modeled ourselves very much, and we still benchmark ourselves against the Y Combinator in China. We are focusing primarily in the seed and angel rounds or stage of projects. In the incubation space, we run about 120 to 130 plus events and activities a year, focusing on money, market, manpower, and technology. In terms of value-added services, like I mentioned, we actually charge startups for this. We provide a lot of know-how in terms of helping companies to fine-tune their products, the technology, knowing what's the latest trends globally, not just in China, help companies to do market development and business development. In this particular part, as well as the fundraising, we actually charge on a success basis for 40%. On the success fees kind of for projects where we help secure funding as well as a side contract. We also provide enterprise solutions as well as helping companies to venture overseas. Another part that is quite different of us as opposed to the other operators in China is that we There are a lot of experimentation that we provide within our platform, where we work with tech giants. We are including like EMC, SAP HANA, Intel, Autodesk, Siemens, just to name a few. For example, EMC runs their only global open innovation lab with us. Again, their main motivation is to access to startups as well as the new innovations. They are doing a lot of internal innovation as well, but within the corporate culture, they are not able to then spun out successfully new projects, etc. So they are using us. Intel, we are their only partner in Shanghai. We work closely with them across different dimensions, including building up the community for the Edison chips, for example. Siemens is quite interesting. We started our partnership with them just last year. We started off talking to them in Munich, and then since then we are running together with them, we are co-running and co-managing an acceleration program focusing on Industry 4.0. And they are very happy with that project, and this year we are going to go on with 2 acceleration programs with them. Beyond that, we are also working together with them on a mega space. We are also working with them on a hackathons focusing on some interesting domains as well. Apart from all these tech giants, we also work with conglomerates such as the Korean Hanwha Group. Hanwha Group is not as well known as Samsung and LG because they're not in the consumer space. But in terms of financial services, they are the biggest in Korea. One of our focus is fintech, and therefore we are working closely with them in that space. Co-working space, that's a non-brainer. I wouldn't go too much into it. In terms of funds, we have set up a 6 million US roundabout funds last year, focusing on, again, seeds and angel phase rounds. This funds is, we provide, we are one of the LPs together with some of the other private sector operators, including Prosperity Investment, which is China's largest private sector fund of funds, Cedic Capital, and so on. A bit of our track record, we currently have about 140 plus startups being incubated in our platforms. 30+% have got overseas background, including Silicon Valley, London, Canadian, Japan, Australia, Singapore, Hong Kong, and even Polish ones. Overseas background, primarily a lot of these are returning Chinese that have worked overseas for a couple of years, but we also have got pure foreigner startups like from America, the Polish one, for example. Because we focus in the seed and angel phase, we haven't produced any unicorn yet. So therefore, we define our next round as like startup ventures, which we define as startups that have reached 100 million RMB, which is about 15 million US, within 12 months of their inceptions. I think this kind of record you would not really find in China. 7 of our startups have been ranked China top 100. In fact, our best performer is China second runner-up. We have got a impeccable 90+% success rate. I wouldn't go too much into the international acceleration program, but we do run this twice a year, 3 months per rounds. So we are into our 6 rounds, 6 program currently. On average, we receive close to about 400 plus applications globally, which we select about 10 for our acceleration program. What is also interesting is that 20% of our participants have received their next round of funding with about, on average, 4 to 6 times increased valuation within a month of the demo day. And 60+% of our participants have received their next round of fundings with a valuation of increased to 5 to 7 times. A bit on some of the companies that I mentioned. Huizuce, which is currently one of China's largest overseas car rental service platform projects. Baici, and this is China's first bike project following its foray. Baidu, Le TV, all this have also jumped on board to produce smart bike. But this venture, the founders have been quite interesting, where they realized that their advantage is not really to go into manufacturing, but really to build up the whole community, the whole ecosystem surrounding bike fanatics. So they have acquired a social media platform focusing on bike fanatics. Today they are the largest and the most complete ecosystem for bikists, with about 3 million fans. And 3 million, and since this is a very niche area, it's very sticky, and there are a lot of things that can come out of it, including big data, analytical solutions, etc. Green Apple, this is the digital healthcare or mobile healthcare solutions. They are very, a little outdated here. They have already reached B rounds. UU Mobile is the China's largest MiFi provider right now. They have been acquired by Huawei. Chaojiaoyi, a fintech solution. The other venture that's missing here is X-Power. And this is a project which we worked together with Siemens from last September till December. And within 6 months, they have in fact reached 15 million US valuations. So I won't go too much into this. Again, all these are acceleration 101 kind of a thing. So I won't go too much. What is different is that in terms of our mentors and all this, this here from successful entrepreneurs that started out ventures in China, in Shanghai itself, as well as with the CTO, as well as key technical people from the tech giants that we work closely with. So we run about 140 plus, 130 plus events a year. And the reason, we only have a small team, about less than 10 people. So in the earlier speaker's word, our return on talent is actually very high by the amount of work that we do, etc. Yeah. Now this is a very interesting concept which I hope to actually highlight the importance of an ecosystem. And because of what we have been doing primarily, we are currently spread over 2 buildings because we started off 500 square meters, now expanding to 200. We have been able to bring forth the conglomeration of a lot of other players around this area, which include like overseas ones, Nordic centers. We have the Bay Area having their incubation here with us, Hanwha having their accelerator, Hong Kong Cyberport launching pad, etc. Apart from that, we also have got like Tencent having the accelerator, 36KR, IT Giant, etc. All being within 1 kilometers of us. And we work very closely together, and there might be certain scope for us to work with the Taiwanese ones.
Okay.
Yeah, now these are some of the partners that we work with. Our global partners, and because we are running as a fund, primarily our main interest is how our startup grow and expand. So we are not particularly hang up over that they have to be with us in Shanghai. In fact, we also look at invest in projects in Beijing, Shenzhen, Hangzhou, etc. What is important is how to help them grow. As a private sector initiative, we are very targeted. So we work closely with Mitsuo Ventures in Japan. For example, Korea, we work with. We are focusing in 3D animation, new digital, and now even N15 from hardware as a hardware incubator. Hong Kong Cyberport, Singapore and Hong Kong, we are working together with them on the fintech space. Europe, especially in Munich, it's more in the Industry 4.0. Israel, of course, and okay, let's see.
Richard, I probably need to cut you because you only have 10 minutes left.
Okay.
So probably I need to ask you a question instead, because what is a key resource that you can help the startup, especially from the Shanghai region? Because we think Shanghai is different from the Beijing, different from the Shenzhen. What is what kind of company you think will be most successful if I decide to go to Shanghai, and what you can really help?
Yeah, the reason why we have been fairly successful over the last 3.5 years is really that we are only focusing in doing what we think are our core business, primarily accelerations and investment. So even though we have been receiving, and I must say that we have been enticed by the government, by different governments to set up our platform in their locale, we are very clear that we probably will just concentrate in Shanghai. That's our main base. And we build our resources around that. And through that resources, we are able to help then the startups. So primarily in startup, we are focusing in, for example, beginning we started off with big data, cloud computing. Right now we are focusing in AR, IoT, Internet of Things, Internet of Vehicles, just to name a few. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. KiKi, how about you? I mean, Hong Kong certainly cannot be Hong Kong, right? It had to be go somewhere else. So what really Hong Kong can do for the startup?
Yeah, we offer a lot of things, so I don't even know where to start. Yeah, so as every incubator and accelerator in the world, we do offer a lot of fundamental resources, such as office space and maybe some subsidies and grants, but that's just for the survival of the startups. In order to make a startup successful, we have to do a lot of other things. The key word of Hong Kong Science Park offering, I would say, is community. So community means a lot of things, but I would say two most important things embedded in this one word will be people and market. We've know some entrepreneurs kind of believe that technology and investment are the two most important factors in commercialization, but we do not agree because once the technology past R&D phase, it has to be commercialized, and then market and people will be much more important than technology itself and even investment. So we provide a lot of connections to industry, and we hope to accelerate the startups process to really go to the market and get the innovative solutions being adopted. Like, for example, can I just talk into one example? Okay, so thank you. So we newly launched a new initiative called Technologies from Science Park. The concept is we partner with those large companies and industry leaders and to help them to communicate with the startup communities in Hong Kong what technology solutions that they're looking for and what kind of problems that they wish to be solved by new technologies and what kind of new technologies they're willing to try out. So we believe that this channel of communication is very critical for startups to understand what the market is looking for. So we have started this initiative since last year, but for now we have signed up more than 20 partners to do this briefing and to do this communication with our startup communities. And we have seen more than 100 successful cases of new technologies and solutions being adopted or being tried out. I think that's one feature things that I particularly want to bring to the public's attention here.
Yeah, great. Hsien Hui, I think in Singapore, especially from Inforcomm point of view.
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously the connection with the government is very strong for us. You know, if you are looking at Smart Nation or you've got solutions there, you know, and IDA is the coordinating agency behind it. We are basically the venture arm of the IDA. So if you come under one of our accelerator programs and you need access to certain decision making or an understanding of the decision making process to get a deal done with the government, then we would probably be a good fit for that. But other than that, I think the location of where we house our accelerators at Ayar Raja, at our place called Bash, is also a very integrated space where there are also a lot of other venture capitalists, there are lawyers. Basically, it's an entire community designed or actually that grew around startups. So if you're there, you probably will be able to rub shoulders with VCs every other day. You'll be able to meet with, get ad hoc advice from lawyers, understand what IP law is about, simply because there are just so many of these people wandering around the place, and they're always happy to, for you to drop by and have a chat with them. So if I were to just pick two items which I think would be the competitive advantage that we would have in Singapore for startups, those would be the two. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. How about Hashiba-san? Yeah, especially from DMM point of view, what you can really help.
So, our facility's strong point is machines, because our facility is designed for prototype phase, So startup can prototyping quickly. This is one of the strong points. Second is community, because there's many kind of startups inside our facility, and we also have a technical staff to support startups. So our facility's mission is make more comfortable environment to the startups. So, yeah.
Okay, great. I think there's a few keyword here, right? Connection, community, things like government relationship, corporate relationship, and certainly like the InnoSpace, they are trying to make profit, right? So in terms of how they really accelerate the companies more aggressively, and DMM really have a strong maker, because I said they have really a large, complete in terms of equipment in terms of the prototyping. So I think because time running out, so my last question will be, how you expect to connect to Taiwan innovation ecosystem? Any suggestions? Because the new government have the so-called Taiwan Silicon Valley. There's quite a few, not sure it will work. But then, what is your suggestion then? How to really work with the Taiwan innovation ecosystem? So whoever like to come first? All right, Richard.
Yeah, I think I had a close look of some of the startups here as well as the technology here yesterday. I think that what is quite obvious is that in Taiwan, you have a very strong hardware, software, integrated type of projects, and you have got some very interesting IoT projects that come from there. And these are the projects which, as well as some of those that are what we call termed as Internet Plus kind of a project in China, whereby really helping traditional industry to upgrade. These are the projects which we are looking at, and also China has an insatiable demand for right now. I think that these are the areas that we could work together. Primarily when we were working with, in fact, I spoke to Li Kai-fu, this Changxing Gongchang, over in Taiwan side a couple of years ago. And what was interesting then was that he came up with this idea about having a platform, hardware platform, where all this cloud funding and cloud sourcing could be happen. And this is one area which Taiwan has got an advantage. But unfortunately, I think that his focus was in China, so that didn't really quite take off too well. And I would like to see some leadership from Taiwan to take up the lead on that, and how we could then dovetail on that particular initiative to take forth greater interactions and integration with the Chinese mainland.
Okay, thank you. How about KiKi?
Yeah, I think Hong Kong and Taiwan, really the two places have a lot of similarities between each other, such as the very strong fundamental R&D, and such as very constrained market size. So I can think of two things that Hong Kong and Taiwan could work together and to benefit each other. One is Hong Kong and Taiwan could be the source of information and talents and technologies of each other. So Hong Kong is very strong in R&D and science in certain areas such as biotech and also electronics. And I know Taiwan is also strong in R&D in some other areas as well. And Taiwan has the expertise in electronics manufacturing, which I'm very impressed during the talk of Triple. So I'm really impressed. I heard about this 2 days ago and already made one connection for one of our companies to talk to Triple yesterday.
Okay, great.
And Hong Kong has a very vast shortage of engineers, which I think Taiwan could be a very good source and supply. And the second thing is Hong Kong and Taiwan could be market of each other, because both places has a very limited market size. But if we pull the two markets together, that may be not bad. And especially Hong Kong is a financial center, so for certain areas such as fintech innovations, maybe Hong Kong could be a very good first foreign market from Taiwan.
Okay, thank you. How about Hsien?
Yeah, I think the two speakers actually have highlighted a lot of the key strengths that I've seen in Taiwan. Maybe something that we have seen in our engagement with Taiwanese startups is also that you're developing a very strong media. Startups in the media space are actually getting stronger and stronger. And we actually had a few that came to Singapore recently, and the level of sophistication is actually getting higher. So I think it's not just confined to IoT and manufacturing and electronics. I think it's becoming a much more diversified startup ecosystem in Taiwan. I think that's a good thing. So I'm going to do a little bit of an ad. Actually, we actually plan to come out to Taiwan again later on in June, late June or July, actually to see whether there are any startups that might be interested to join our accelerator programs in Singapore that will give them market access actually to Southeast Asia and especially the big market of Indonesia. So don't just look to the east and the west, look down south as well. There are some big markets there. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. That's our new policy, right? Southeast Asia.
I think just I suggest how for example, to just exchange startups in Japan and Taiwan, and we also we need to find a problem in each country. Then problem must be first. Then we can find how the solution, and our facility can support prototyping, but we don't have a factory, so we can send our startups to Taiwan, I think.
Okay, great. I think I need to conclude here. There's a great suggestion, right? Because certainly we need a leadership, to have some collaboration. And I think there's quite a few mentioned about hardware software integration, manufacturing, which is we all well known, which we hesitate to stay in terms of electronic manufacturing capability only. And so there's a suggestion in terms of diversify in terms of the different area. And also he mentioned something which I'm a little bit surprised in terms of the media, and certainly a lot more exchange need to be done because we need our startup, and we also need to take the impact from other countries or region as well. So I think time is up, and then probably we can take one or two questions, if any question from audience. It's lunchtime. If not, that's thank you all the panelists here. Thank them.
Thank you, Dr. Huang. Thank you, speakers. Would you like to take a photo together, speakers and our moderator? Thank you for a fantastic forum. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we wrap up this morning's forum. And in the afternoon, we will have professionals talking about the highly anticipated unmanned technology. So now why don't we take a break, have a lunch. Please come back at 1 p.m. Thank you very much. See you later. Thank you, speakers.